I'm starting to run out of one-liners for the series, so here's a Lego Kinger. With that being said, welcome back to Hexbots Heat G. Last time it was the two Gators. Actually, no, not really. It was Tailgater and Monster going to the tournament, and Death Roll sitting out in the third place Desperado tournament with Shadow and Agrabah out of here. Man, that's sad. Anyways, next up, the King is back. Revenge Seeker is back, and some other robots that I've yet to mention are here as well. So anyways, let's get on with them. First, from Edinburgh, Scotland, Kingslayer. The two-time champion, yes, I said two, is back in the arena. After winning Series 1 and the Hexbots New Blood Tournament, Kingslayer is back, everyone. However, he could be outdriven, which is somehow leading to his losses. From Saginaw, Texas, Extinction. Next up on the list is Extinction. Looks quite similar to Kingslayer for the previous time we saw him, except he has a brand new look and a new red spinner. It's still got the lifter and the weapon, and he's got great control. However, as always, the weapon breaks. From Springfield, Illinois, Live to Riot. As highly requested by absolutely no one, Riot is back. This time as the new Live to Riot. It's got a new dragon axe, and it's ready to bash up the opposition. However, the forks can really hinder it. Also, he hates Donald Trump. From Kyoto, Japan, Mecha Bowser. The Mechanical Koopa King is back at it again for another series. The robot from David Smeg is here to make sure he dishes out trouble and kidnaps the princess. Well, we don't have princesses this season. It's got the classic-looking Robot Wars design, however, it's easily flipped. And from Hendersonville, Tennessee, Macro Burst. Rounding out the field is the rookies, Macro Burst. While it did rather mediocre in the New Blood tournament, it still showed what it's made of with that maximizer-looking design. Strengths, its weapon is pretty powerful, however, he doesn't have a self-rider. What exactly is going on? Ooh, this should be a good heat, and I know it. First off, we start off with the Series 1 champs, and also the recent Hexbots Hunters 2 champions, Kingslayer in the blue, and the underdog of HH Series 2 being Extinction. It's not really Season 2, but whatever. Anyways, let's get started. Both have pretty similar weapons. However, Extinction has a spinner, so hopefully let's see how this goes. Now let's go. 3, 2, 1... activate. Let the battle begin, the epic battle of lifters, and everybody is drifting. Somebody should put on Tokyo Drift from Fast and Furious. That'd be pretty cool. Anyways, we've got Kingslayer, the two-time champion, and Extinction, the bounty hunter who almost won but was promptly executed by Quarter Pounder. So keep that in mind. Anyways, Extinction losing both of his panels and almost the back piece, but it got back on for some reason. And was stuck on the screws, but is free. Kingslayer is the two-time champion. It won the first series of Hexbots, and so far the latest in Hexbots Hunters 2 as Extinction completely shits himself. The weapon just flies off of Extinction, and that's all you have to know, ladies and germs. It's just that the weapon just, like, flew away. It probably went to Alabama or something. Anyways, Extinction is now trying to land another nice lift. It does so onto Kingslayer, but it doesn't do much. But it does again, taking off a wedgelet. That was a good move by Extinction. But Kingslayer is still on his wheels and trying to take out the King wannabe, as Extinction was on his roof for a moment, but he still gets back up. God damn it, Kingslayer trying to take him out. A wedgelet comes off of Kingslayer again as Kingslayer trying to go around. Another nice lift by the both of them, but bashing into each other in the back. Let's see who has the lower ground. Well, I mean, neither of them do, but it looks like Kingslayer has the lower ground. Makes sense because Extinction only just has like a single fork that acts as its lifter. And with Kingslayer having two, they're being backed into the corner with that pulverizer. Extinction trying to get Kingslayer out of the arena, and it was on its top for a moment, Extinction. But they get back down as they try and lift Kingslayer once again. They're trying to be the new El Diablo this series, they want to say. But Extinction are out of the arena!
Extinction are out. Kingslayer gets the first 3 points of the match.
That was a peak opening fight. The King remains strong as he gets 3 points into the leaderboard, and Extinction falls down to the last spot. Here's a quick question, kids. Remember Riot? You know, the robot that made to the quarterfinals in Series 2? Well, yeah, he's back, and he's no longer a New York Gray, and he doesn't like Joe Biden anymore. No, instead, he hates Trump this year. So, congrats for Riot on the glow up, I guess. Anyway, he comes into the ring in the blue square against Mecha Bowser in the red. Let's see how this goes. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Let the bot battle begin. Mecha Bowser up to speed and Live to Riot with that hammer firing away. As, well, Live to Riot is just basically hitting the shell and the back of Bowser and just doing nothing. I'm probably just going to stick with saying Riot instead of Live to Riot because they're kind of the same robot but just different. But I'm just going to say Live to Riot just for the hell of it. Anyways, Live to Riot with the forks coming from a very special guy who happened to send in the prints for me on Thingiverse. Thank you very much. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. Anyways, Live to Riot trying to land some more hammer shots. And there, it's landing the axe hits onto the head of Mecha Bowser. Thwack, thwack, thwack. Goes that hammer axe thing of Live to Riot. It looks pretty cool. It looks like a dragon. Sort of like the dragon hammer saw spinner of Sawblaze, who I haven't seen in God knows how long. Editor's note, he was turned into Seraphim. You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, the Pulverizer coming down on Mecha Bowser to literally nothing. As Mecha Bowser hasn't really landed a good shot just yet. I thought it hit the hammerhead, but I guess not. As Live to Riot tries to come in for a hammer hit onto the spine of Mecha Bowser. As Mecha Bowser is trying to evade the hammer and the long-reaching forks of Live to Riot, as Live to Riot lands another good hammer shot onto the disc of Mecha Bowser, trying to lift it, or at least do something. I think the both of them are stuck. We're going to get Hans here to help us. Thank you very much, Hans. I owe you $57. Anyways, the fight continues. Mecha Bowser goes back into the corner for some reason, and Live to Riot there to help, and the Screws trying to come into the action, trying to lift Mecha Bowser, but they don't. The machine of David of Smeg is now pushing back Live to Riot in that corner again, as now Live to Riot trying to put Mecha Bowser into the Screws, but it isn't working. I don't know if Mecha Bowser's just too big for him. I don't know. Well, let's find out. Mecha Bowser trying to land some more hits with the disc. It doesn't really do anything. Live to Riot just hammering the head of Mecha Bowser once more. As the Screws trying to now get into action, but it doesn't do much. It only just, like, raises Bowser's hand, I guess. I don't really know what's happening, folks. If it goes to a judge's decision, I feel like Riot could probably just take the win. And yeah, we're going to a judge's decision. It's just been Riot just bonking the head of Mecha Bowser, and that's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have entered a judge's decision. They awarded it unanimously to the winner, Live to Riot. That was a pretty good fight. Not gonna lie, everyone, I was expecting Mecha Bowser to somehow pull off an upset against Live to Riot, maybe by putting in the Screws, but, well, I guess Live to Riot bonking Mecha Bowser in the head was enough to sway the judge's decision. Anyways, next up in the blue square is Extinction and the rookies in the red, Macro Burst. Macro Bursts are new to the arena, and I think they only had one fight, and they lost to Mantis. Well, Macro Burst has a pretty tough opponent in Extinction, and he won't back down. And hopefully, neither should Macro Burst as we kick off this fight. 3, 2, 1.
Let the bot battle begin. The veteran versus the rookie. Extinction versus Macro Burst. Macro Burst was rather unlucky to lose in that first round against Mantis, but he just completely shreds the entire front of Extinction. That's a good start by the rookies from Tennessee, not Memphis, Tennessee, like the Sonic fan dubs, as people like to say, as it goes into Tilted Towers, as Extinction trying to find a way to lift Macro Burst. Macro Burst isn't a very good liftable robot, as the spinner just exploded again on Extinction, as Macro Burst trying to land a hit with the triangle spinner, as Extinction is trying to put it into the screws, but it doesn't work, and it looks like Macro Burst is just still, as the screws take up Macro Burst, and look at that! The screws! What? The screws hook onto Macro Burst, and the forks are just dangling. Well, Extinction's gonna get a win. I don't know how that happened.
That was kind of funny. I mean, I would kind of say that Extinction is a lot like Silver Star, except unlike Silver Star, where every time the both of them crap themselves, Extinction actually wins a fight, and like it actually benefits with it. He's like the reverse Flash against Silver Star. But Extinction moves up to second place behind Kingslayer, as Kingslayer gets it back in the ring to face Live to Riot. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Let the bot battle begin. Live to Riot versus Kingslayer. Kingslayer trying to immediately go for a lift onto Live to Riot, but it doesn't look like it's working. It's using the hammerhead to an advantage, and one of the forks has been hoisted up. That long fork on the side of Live to Riot is now up, and so is the other one, but it's got the other forks, like the other piano keys that you see, like with Blip, Endgame, and other robots. Kingslayer loses a wedge lift, but that doesn't really matter, really, because all that power is coming from that lifter of Kingslayer, as he loses another one, but Live to Riot is stuck on him, but he gets free. Is he, though? Because Kingslayer is trying to do something. Live to Riot was stuck on the wall, but he gets free. Now, can he move? Yes, he can. Kingslayer lifts himself over. It would have been a good opportunity there for Live to Riot to maybe flip the king over. Again, we call Kingslayer the king of the season because of his 2 championship wins in Hexbots Hunters 2 and the first ever Hexbug series, what, like 4 years ago? I know it was like 2023. I guess maybe 3 years ago if we want to go that extra mile. But who knows? We could see more. Kingslayer is trying to lift up Live to Riot, and it almost did there, but it's still going strong. Live to Riot is now trying to get out of the arena. Kingslayer trying to take advantage of it and lifts up Live to Riot, and Live to Riot trying to aim for that top of Kingslayer, but it doesn't get enough ground in. Is Live to Riot doing good? Yes, it is. For the looks of this, it's lifting up Kingslayer with the screws. Is Kingslayer going to get back down? Yes, he is. Oh, that would have been a good opportunity for Live to Riot to get an upset win, as everybody wants in this series. He wants a piece of that El Diablo action. As you may recall from Series 2, that El Diablo won against Kingslayer when it was defending its title in Series 2. Keep that in mind for like 5 minutes or so. Anyways, Kingslayer trying to lift back Live to Riot. It's trying to get it out of the arena, or maybe get it incapacitated using the arena walls, or maybe the screws. Don't forget, that is still an option, Kingslayer. You can still use that to your advantage. Lifting him over doesn't really guarantee a good win. Well, mine's to say from that, we're going to a judge's decision between Riot and Kingslayer. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have entered another judge's decision. We have a split decision. Judge 1 scored the battle for Kingslayer. Judge 3 scored the battle for Live to Riot. And Judge 2 scored the battle for the winner, Kingslayer. Pretty good onslaught there from the king as they still shoot up with 5 points, and Riot tied with Extinction with 3 points. Now next up, the rookie, and the rookie from last season, with Macro Burst and Mecha Powder. Mecha Powder can at least last a few moments longer, while Macro Burst is only just reduced to just hit the wall and you die. Let's hope that's not the case for Macro Burst for the rest of the season. We at least want Macro Burst to at least win one fight, right? Right? Alright, let's go on the fight. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Let the battle begin. Both weapons up to speed. Mecha Bowser's weapon a little bit cockeyed. And the shell thing just came off. Okay, well, it was the driver's decision. It's not me, okay? Just pinning that out right now. As Macro Burst trying to aim for Mecha Bowser, but the spinner has come loose! The spinner has come loose on Macro Burst! How was Macro Burst... First off, how did that even happen? Second off, how is it gonna win? That's my question, because I guess from this, Mecha Bowser is barely moving, as that spinner is still attached and working on Macro Burst. I don't think that's a good idea for them to keep them open in the event of the wires snapping, as Mecha Bowser is struggling to move right now, as Macro Burst is trying to move around. Mecha Bowser gets to the screws. What are you doing? Macro Burst, can you move? I believe so. Can Mecha Bowser move? Yes, he can. He just backs into the corner for some reason as Macro Burst tries to come in. Mecha Bowser gets stuck on the screws, but they get free. Macro Burst chases him on as he's stuck in the arena for some odd reason that all the robots have decided to do for some reason. Macro Burst trying to chase after Mecha Bowser like a loony drunk right now who's lost all hope in his life. As Macro Burst, it would take a miracle if he'd win against Mecha Bowser. Again, Mecha Bowser trying to back away. Macro Burst trying to get in. Mecha Bowser gets stuck in the screws! Ladies and gentlemen, Mecha Bowser is stuck on the screws, and the rookies, Macro Burst, are gonna win the fight. How about that?
Somehow and some way, Macro Burst, even after its entire spinner was dislodged, pulls a miraculous victory to defeat Mecha Bowser. Yeah, it may not be an actual knockout because, well, Mecha Bowser just decides to kill himself, but it was at least something. Macro Burst finally gains a win, and that means he gets 3 points in the leaderboard, so far tied with the now 2 robots facing Extinction and Live to Riot. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Let the battle begin. Riot just aiming for nothing as Extinction gets underneath of Live to Riot again, as Live to Riot is continuing to trundle around as Extinction trying to get some more points on the leaderboard. It flips over Live to Riot. I think that could be it, but Extinction wants to keep it going. Guy, you already... there goes a panel off of Riot's. That's kind of cool. Can Live to Riot get back up? Yes, he did. Extinction just... you should have just left them there. Oh well, it'll be funner for all of us. So as long as it's not like a World Championship 3 episode for Battlebots. Anyways, Live to Riot, if one of the forks is stuck again on them as Extinction is trying to lift them, if you haven't noticed, it doesn't have the spinner anymore. I don't know if it's going to be like that for the rest of the season, or they're going to bring it back. Well, in any cases, Extinction trying to go after Live to Riot. It gets some nice hits onto the top of Extinction. That hammer on them as it gets lifted up again by Extinction and stuck onto the side wall goes Live to Riot, but it's still coming down with that hammer onto the side of Extinction with a brand new, like, more bloodier appearance. This looks kind of graphic as it carries around Live to Riot to, like, no avail, but it did lose the side panel, so maybe damage could be done by Live to Riot, you can say, but Live to Riot is still going strong as it's trying to aim for the back again with the back spikes of that dragon hammerhead of Live to Riot. Extinction is trying to Continue to gain 1 control points. I feel like Extinction could have just left Live to Riot to just die in the corner, but, well, we want to see more action and chaos instead of just Extinction just doing something as it lifts over Live to Riot, and I think that might be it this time. There's no way Live to Riot can get back up, but he can! How about that? So I guess Live to Riot can get back up. As the Pulverizer is coming down on Live to Riot, as he somehow gets back up, he gets dragged into the other Pulverizer. Goes Live to Riot. Extinction is doing pretty good so far. If we go to a judge's decision, I would definitely say Extinction has this in the bag. Although Live to Riot has stopped now, but is still trying to go. That hammer's still going. It's up into the screws. Is it gonna claim another victim? Yes, it is. Live to Riot is out of here, and Extinction get 3 points. Extinction is now back on track with another knockout against Live to Riot, sorry. After it was pretty much a pretty long scuffle for the both of them, but Extinction managed to get Live to Riot out of the arena via the screws. Next up, the Mechanical Koopa King comes back in the red square, and then the blue square is the 2-time-ish champion with Kingslayer. So let's see how that goes. 3, 2, 1, activate. Let the bot battle begin. Mecha Bowser up to speed and Kingslayer fast out of the gate. It wants to get this fight fast and done. As Mecha Bowser actually lost to a lifter in like 10 seconds. That was it. Kingslayer got pinned by Mecha Bowser, but is free and somehow loses a wedgelet. Sorry if my hand getting in the way there. Hans, can you get out of here? Thank you. Kingslayer trying to do something. Mecha Bowser stuck in that out of the arena zone. Is it? Oh! There goes a hand off of Mecha Bowser, and it looks stuck in that out of the arena zone, but it gets free as Hans, get the heck out of there. Jeez, what is it with this guy? As Kingslayer loses another wedgelet, can it do something? No, it can't. It lifts itself somehow from the massive weight that is Mecha Bowser. Insert Bowser fart gif here. I'm kidding, I'm not going to. Anyways, Kingslayer try to grab a hold of the spinner to maybe lift it over, control it. I'd rather you just like go for the side and just flip it that way. That's how Extinction did in the previous time he faced Mecha Bowser, in which we're actually going to see that rematch later today, so keep tuning in, people. You won't want to miss it. As Kingslayer is trying to lift over Mecha Bowser, as Mecha Bowser is... It's not even moving. What even is Mecha Bowser doing? It's literally not even moved. There we go. It was moving. It was moving briefly. Mecha Bowser, it's moving. Kingslayer, it's trying to lift Mecha Bowser. I guess just one. Never mind. Mecha Bowser's done. Well, that was short and sweet-ish. Kingslayer is going to get the win. Goodbye, Mecha Bowser. We never knew ya. Like, ever. Not the smoothest of wins from the 2-time champion, but it was enough. As he so far now leads with 8 points, it looks to be the top contender going into the tournament. Riot does need to pick up some points if he is going to make it to at least the 3rd place Desperado tournament as he faces Macro Burst. 3, 2, 1, activate. Let the bot battle begin. It's a battle with some forked robots here with Live to Riot and Macro Burst. Live to Riot hasn't done a lot. It only has a judge's decision win, a judge's decision loss, and a knockout loss under his belt. As Macro Burst has a knockout and a knockout loss. So can Macro Burst gain some more points and potentially go to the tournament? It is possible. And it looks like here it might be so. Live to Riot's hammer is stuck on the screws. Oh, that was terrible driving by them. What were they thinking? Well, I guess because of that, Live to Riot is not going to be back, ladies and germs, as Macro Burst gets another 3 points. Impressive from the rookies this season. I'm happy. Everything that could go wrong for Live to Riot has come, as it looks like Live to Riot is no longer going to be in the tournament. How unfortunate. And I think the same might apply with Mecha Bowser,
well, no matter how many times he can win, he will still lose. As we have Extinction and Mecha Bowser going up against each other in the second to last fight. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Let the battle begin. The rematch is underway. Extinction won the fight pretty quickly against Mecha Bowser. Can it recreate it again this season? It almost did there against Mecha Bowser, but Mecha Bowser is still going. That shell spinner is up to speed. Well, it's not really a shell spinner anymore. It's just a disc as Mecha Bowser gets tumbled onto his stomach like a dog wanting belly rubs. But the King Koopa is back up! Mecha Bowser is back up. Extinction, what were you thinking? That's the second time you screwed out an opportunity to get a knockout. Jeez, what were they thinking with that move? Well, Mecha Bowser did a roly-poly and is back in the arena somehow. As Extinction, what were you thinking? As Extinction is, well, he's trying to put Mecha Bowser into the screws, but Mecha Bowser, I don't even know what Mecha Bowser's even doing anymore. Like, why is he even here? He only has, like, 1 point, and that's it. And that was, like, a judge's decision loss to, who? Live to Riot, I think? Because he kept getting bonked on the head. And it was absolutely mullered by, bullied by Kingslayer and Macro Burst. And I have no doubt he's going to lose to Extinction here. Because, well, what can Mecha Bowser even do? The weapon is horrid, and he's basically a lifting target for Extinction. And same with Kingslayer from the previous-ish fight. As this rematch is still going a lot more controlled than the first time the robots faced each other. Extinction kind of just had it done in like 15 seconds. However, it's being a lot more controlled in this fight, as Mecha Bowser almost being suplexed by Extinction, but he gets back up. He's not going down without a fight against Extinction. He's not wanting to get another KO loss to Extinction in this rematch. It's a rematch long been going. Can Extinction get him over? Yes, he can. And it's all over now for Mecha Bowser. Well, Mecha Bowser is going to be gone from the series forever. Maybe. Extinction gets 3 points. It goes to the tournament.
Well, everyone, say a sad and sorry goodbye for Live to Riot and Mecha Bowser by the end of this heat. Extinction is the definite one to move to the tournament. However, it might change if either Macro Burst could also get a knockout and could possibly make it to the tournament. But I mean, nonetheless, he could also go to the third place bracket. But one that is definitely confirmed for the bracket is Kingslayer. So can Kingslayer continue his onslaught? Or will Macro Burst knock out the King in a spectacular fashion? I mean, if he could win somehow against Mecha Bowser and Live to Riot, then hopefully we could see Macro Burst do something in this fight. 3, 2, 1... activate.
Let the battle begin. The final fight of this heat. We got the two-time champions Kingslayer up against Macro Burst, who has 6 points in the leaderboard, and Kingslayer with 8. I have no doubt that Kingslayer will do very good this heat, as he is going into the tournament. It's just kind of a mixed bag so far for Macro Burst, as the two engage. I don't think Kingslayer can really get a good lift on Macro Burst, because and I'm saying if Extinction couldn't, then I don't think Kingslayer would either. As there goes a wedgelet, and there goes both wedgelets off of Macro Burst as he got lifted, but Kingslayer basically lifted himself, as Macro Burst is trying to deal the damage right now. This is Macro Burst's first time in this arena-ish, and he's doing pretty good. Yeah, he did lose to Extinction, but that was because of the screws just existing. But this is looking pretty good so far for Macro Burst, as he faces his toughest opponent in the two-time champion Kingslayer, as his back panel came off for some reason. I've never really seen that, to be honest. As Kingslayer is doing good so far in terms of aggression and control. Damage is definitely going to kick to Macro Burst, because look at the parts on Kingslayer littering the arena. And I think so far in terms of this, I have not seen Macro Burst lose its weapon. Maybe it was just like a one-time gig that happened with Macro Burst as Kingslayer lifts himself. Again, Macro Burst is a pretty tough opponent to lift because it's basically like a foot long, except it's a lot more lengthwise. As I've mentioned previously before, it is based on Maximizer from NHRL, who was it Jameson Go of Sawblaze who made it, I think? Could someone tell me in the comments or the live chat? I don't really know. As Macro Burst, still using that triangle disc to its advantage, Kingslayer isn't really doing much. It is lifting Macro Burst, but it only can lift him so much as it just continues to lift over himself. That's kind of how heavy Macro Burst is. It's a very hard robot to lift because it's rather long, like lengthwise, because that's the design with Macro Burst. It's designed to be like that, and also it's like a newly colored Maximizer at the same time. As Macro Burst gets lifted up and now getting controlled by Kingslayers, Kingslayer's finally getting his control points, and we're getting closer to the judge's decision, but I don't know. It looks like Kingslayer has Macro Burst on the ropes, but we're going to a judge's decision. Ladies and gentlemen, we've entered a judge's decision. We have a split decision. Judge 2 scored the battle for Kingslayer. Judge 3 scored the battle for Macro Burst. And Judge 1 scored the battle for the winner, Kingslayer. Fair play to all the teams that have competed today, but most importantly, congratulations to Kingslayer and Extinction with the most points, with Kingslayer having 10 points and Extinction with 9 points. It's looking to be pretty good so far this season, as we also have Macro Burst going into the third place bracket with 7 points. And unfortunately missing out, Live to Riot and Bowser will be out of here. As for our next heat, it's a big duel with spinners, as we got Spikeosaurus, El Diablo, Stars and Smash, Big Wheeled Brat, and Carolina Reaper. We'll see you in the next heat. What a good heat this was indeed.